Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.
Welcome to a movie film commentary track. My name is Zachy Hassan, and I'm here hunkered in my capsule with Brian Hall.
Ahoy, ahoy, Zachy.
We are not social distancing if we're this tight up, but we're making history, hopefully.
That's true, but at least we have these spacesuits on, right? And
That's true.
The helmets and oxygen being fed into us.
This is true.
Yeah.
Now, we are recording this the day of the 50th anniversary of the launch of Apollo 13.
Which, I'm going to be honest, I knew the anniversary was coming up. I had no idea it was today.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So hopefully, all things being equal, if things go according to plan, you can listen to this the day that it drops. But given that we are talking about Apollo 13, things may not go according to plan.
Uh-oh, good point.
So this has been one of these movies I've been wanting to do a track for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we did talk about this on the we talked about Apollo 13 on the regular show way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
We had like a little Movies That Matter episode.
Oh, yeah. I remember that segment, yeah.
Yes.
We used to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, we used to, when we cared more about things like structure and having flow and focus. But regardless, ever since we segued into doing just full-on commentaries, this has been one that I've really wanted to do. This is, probably I would not think of it as such, but I think by sheer volume of times I've seen it, it's among my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, which we were just talking about it off air, but you've seen this way more times than I have, which you'll get into, I'm sure. And so it was really fun for me to revisit, but as someone who has seen it many, many times, I look forward to you pointing out things that I probably didn't pick up on.
Well, hopefully there will be some of that in here, and I expect a lot of it will just be us sort of, admiring the craft that Ron Howard put into this.
Yeah. I mean, it goes without saying since we're doing this, but I mean, I would totally recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. I mean, this is just a solid movie. I mean, it's just really entertaining, really exciting. Yeah, it's
and
I would imagine maybe some people haven't seen it.
I you know what? I suspect a lot of people have not, and
yeah,
and I think right now specifically, there has been at least when you look at film. Social media, there's a lot of give me a feel-good movie to watch. Mm-hmm. And this has been the one I've been recommending most often.
It's good. Yeah. I can see that.
Because it is a movie that you will feel stirred and emotional and, dare I say, patriotic by the end of.
Patriotic, and just feel you feel good watching competent people work competently and solving problems. It's really inspiring.
Yes, it is competence porn.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is in the best way, and I love those sorts of films.
Well, let's just get into it. So we are watching the one and only cut of Apollo 13. You can watch along with us, and hopefully we'll offer some insights that you find memorable, and hopefully whatever we say is interesting enough for you to listen, even if you are not watching the movie with us. Mm-hmm. So I am queued up and ready to go. Brian, you ready to do this?
Yeah. Well, I guess first we should take a break. Right?
Good call.
We always. I don't even mind this being a peek behind the curtain. I always forget about the break on our movie commentaries.
Yes,
we have to do it because if we don't, the place that hosts us will put an ad willy-nilly anywhere in the episode. So if we put it here on purpose, it won't interrupt the flow of the track.
There we go. So let's take a short break and we'll come back and start the movie. And we are back, and we are ready to go. So I am queued up, and let's just do the 1, 2, 3 play like we always do.
All right.
So here we go. 1, 2, 3, play.
I really hope that there was an ad for Tang. Right? That'd be appropriate.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. What do you know the relation with Tang and astronauts? I mean, what is that? Is it just because that's something that's easy to transport into space and then make?
That's
or
exactly.
Was that
yeah,
actually a thing they did, or was that just some weird tie-in they had? Do you know?
I assumed that astronauts drank Tang. Wow, until you just said it, it didn't even occur to me that they may not have. That I've been lied to since I was a child.
Right. Anyway,
On that note,
yeah.
so we come in right on the James Horner music.
So great.
So great, and this is one of his very best scores, I think. Now, what we're hearing is Walter Cronkite, and the audio is a mix of archival audio and new audio that he recorded that they blended together for this opening sequence.
I read that. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
I think the exposition in this movie is handled so well.
Well, and specifically here, what we're seeing right now is the death of Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, right? And this is one of the greatest tragedies in NASA history. And you know, it's been dramatized a couple different ways. We saw it in the film First Man also. But it sets the specific context for the rest of the film, which is failure is an option.
Right. Or a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, it you know what I mean? Like the notion that, well, it's a very real chance that astronauts will die in pursuit of this human endeavor really sets the tone for what's going to happen. Because, I mean, one of the great tricks this film does is it makes you forget that there was a happy ending.
Yeah, it reminded me of Titanic in that way, where it just... I'm trying to think of a movie that's a bad example. I can't off the top of my head. But when a movie does it well, you know the ending, but you are still riveted.
Yes.
You know, you're like, well, how?
Right.
Right? And the peril is still palpable. And I think of Titanic first, but this... Because I remember seeing Titanic in the theater when it came out more than once, and every time still thinking, like, maybe they'll make it this time. Like, you just kind of have that wish inside your heart a little bit. In this movie, too, you're just like, you know they come back, but it's just really, really gripping, and they make the peril interesting enough that you are in the moment with them rather than thinking ahead.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah. Gus Grissom, by the way.
Yes.
We because of Adam Schleisinger's passing, That Thing You Do, he wrote That Thing You Do, rewatched That Thing You Do this past week, and he is portrayed in the film on an Ed Sullivan-like show by Bryan Cranston.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess him and Tom Hanks were buds or something.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston is also in From the Earth to the Moon, the miniseries that Tom Hanks produced after this. And in that, Cranston plays Buzz Aldrin.
Right. Oh, wow, okay.
So you'll actually, I'll point out, there's quite a bit of overlap between From the Earth to the Moon and this in terms of actors that appear in both.
Okay, that's something I definitely got to put on my to-watch list.
Yes, you will like it. You will like it a lot. Yeah, Tom Hanks actually directed the first episode of that.
Well, that's cool.
That was, for those people who don't know, that was an HBO miniseries that Tom Hanks produced in the aftermath of this film. In fact, here's David Andrews right here who plays Pete Conrad. He also appears in that. And later in the film, we'll see Brett Cullen, who's also in that. So this party scene is a fictionalized depiction because my understanding is Lovell was actually watching the moon landing from Mission Control.
Oh, interesting.
So they created the party scene, but it's very smart because it lays out who our main characters are in the film and all the interconnections. And I think the idea of setting Jim Lovell up as just one of us, in essence, he's watching on TV just like the rest of us.
Yeah, he's a family guy.
Yeah, you know, it elevates the journey of what he's trying to accomplish, right? Because you know, the book that this film is based on is called Lost Moon by Jim Lovell. And you know, I mean, when you think about it, this is a man who would have been one of a very small handful of people to walk on the moon, and he didn't get that chance. He was this close. He was closer than anyone could possibly get without actually getting there.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And the movie does a really good job of making you feel that
Yes.
sense of loss.
Very much so.
For him, yeah.
38 years old, Neil Armstrong. Think about that for a second.
Wow. I think Tom Hanks was about that age too. I was looking it up.
Yeah, that sounds
when he
about
made
right.
this, about 30. And so it's funny too, thinking about Tom Hanks. I mean, this is what we just had Forrest Gump the year before this. This came out. It was released June 30th, 1995.
Yep.
And Forrest Gump was 94. Then you had Philadelphia in 93, right? And that was kind of when Philadelphia was sort of a breakthrough role for him, right? Where it was sort of his first drama.
His very dramatic breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he became sort of like Tom Hanks.
Tom effing Hanks.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, Tom Hanks, we love Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And then he became Tom Hanks.
Well, and you and I were talking about this before we got on mic, but like even back in the 90s, Tom Hanks was already America's dad. Because he's like, let's talk about space and World War II.
right. And you're like, well, okay, Tom Hanks is talking about a war. I guess we should listen, you know? But yeah, this, you know what sort of struck me watching this was there's like a lot of story before we kind of kick into like this the action of this movie doesn't kick off on page 20, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very patient in its set up and character set up, and I don't know if that's just we were more patient back then, or you know if
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I absolutely do. I think that Ron Howard is one of these directors who he's often referred to as a journeyman. Mm-hmm. Right? He comes in, he doesn't necessarily have a very specific authorial imprint and gets the job done, right? And in a way that's almost sometimes used as a diminutive. Like, oh, Ron Howard, you know? And I think that's very unfair because what you see in Apollo 13 is the essence of what makes a Ron Howard movie. He doesn't let the craft overwhelm the story. You know, and he's all about laying it out very methodically. And so in this film, you're talking about nearly an hour until Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, which is it was a bit surprising. I haven't revisited this in at least 10 or 15 years. So yeah, I was surprised.
I mean, you can imagine the Michael Bay version.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And you know, we've seen his true life stories like Pearl Harbor, 13 Hours, and you know, I think that, and obviously, I don't mean this to be picking on Michael Bay, but like he has a certain approach, which is let's get it all out front, and I think there's value in letting the story build so that we form attachments to all the characters.
And I was interested to sort of see what a fraternity it sort of is. I mean, the party, I think, works to illustrate that, where it's like, well, those are my buds. Those buds are on the moon now.
Yes.
You know, and like sort of the interpersonal relationships of NASA.
Yeah. This right here real quick, that's Roger Corman.
Yeah.
And behind Tom Hanks, there is Xander Berkeley.
Oh, man. Yeah.
George
Todd.
Mason. Todd. That's right. Forgot about that.
John Connor's foster father, we should say, from Terminator 2. Not my mother, Todd. And he was around this era, or I guess, actually, maybe it was more like 5-6 years later, but 24. Remember, he was
George Mason.
Yeah.
The late lamented George Mason.
Yep. Yeah.
So Roger Corman, kind of an interesting thing. How for those of you who don't know, he's renowned as sort of being a producer of low budget schlock films. But he was the person who allowed a lot of big name directors to, you know, find their footing. What's his name? James Cameron, obviously most legendarily, but Roger Corman gave Ron Howard his big break as a director.
Right. Yeah, which I'm sure was a big deal for Howard because he was like a TV actor at the time, right? Like, I mean, he'd been known for
Richie Cunningham.
Yeah, Richie Cunningham and what am I trying to say? The Mayberry.
Opie.
Andy Griffith's Show. Yeah. So then he let him, what was it? Grand Theft Auto in 1977 was Howard's first movie, and Roger Corman gave him that break.
Corman also has a cameo in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And apparently, Bill Paxton was a set decorator on a Roger Corman film.
Really?
Yeah, 1981, Galaxy of Terror.
Which was a well-known Star Wars ripoff. Sorry, it was like a Star Wars / Alien. What year was it, did you say?
81.
Yeah, so right after Alien and Star Wars, they were trying to... I mean, there was like a whole, a whole array of cheapo sci-fi flicks that were trying to cash in on Star Wars.
Right. That moment made me laugh, by the way. The daughter wants to wear
Yes.
like hippie clothes, and the mother's like, no. And then she comes to Tom Hanks. And she's like, can I wear this? He's like, yeah, sure.
I mean, no.
It's kind of a funny... It's almost like a requisite scene in any movie in the 60s just to sort of cement it in time, where it's like some girl wants to wear like some sort of fringy looking thing, and then like like it's coming out of her bedroom, and then she huffs and puffs and slams the door. Like, isn't that in like every 60s movie?
Yeah, you have to know exactly when it is.
Yeah. I love this lo-fi training technology here too, by the way.
It's crazy. You say lo-fi. I mean, that's really the word, man. I mean, these people were going into space in like giant soda cans with tinfoil covering up where you pulled off the pop top.
Yeah. And then like their practice was basically like, I mean,
It was a little toy.
like we have more sophisticated video games now than they were able to use
Yeah.
to practice something that meant their lives.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, the space race, there was a political component, obviously, because it was about trying to, the reason we were trying to get to the moon was to beat the Russians and everything else. But I mean, the for the astronauts, this was about the thrill's the wrong word, but the accomplishment of doing something no one else has done.
Right.
It's something much more primal than it is political. Mm-hmm. Right? And to an extent, that I think accounts for why, essentially, after Apollo 13, we just never bothered going back.
Yeah, it's sort of this funny human nature thing. I mean, it's hard for me just because I grew up knowing about the moon landing, but I can't even imagine what it would have been like back then to see the moon and have no concept of man in space.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden a man walks on it. Like that must have just been mind blowing. But then it's funny going to the human nature component where people are like, if we're going to go back to the moon, they're like, yeah, we saw that. Right.
And I mean, to that point, that is what plays out during the course of this film, right? Oh, people aren't interested anymore. I mean, think about this, Brian. This is what the events here are less than a year after Apollo 11. Mm-hmm. That's how quickly people lost interest.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why NASA decided to send the common man into space. And that's when Homer Simpson and Barney Gumble duked it out.
Which might have been right around when this film came out, right? What season was that?
Oh, that's funny. I know it's classic. Probably
Yes.
like 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah, you're right. It's probably about here. By the way, that when I was watching this the other night and Gary Sinise was like, no, I can do better. And he wants to go back in the capsule and everyone's kind of ready to be done. I was like, that's the guy I want on my team.
Right.
The guy who's like, nope, I can do it again.
But here's, I mean, you talk about how sometimes, like, you can't make this up, right?
Right.
Like, Mattingly is the guy, Gary Sinise, who was just so anal retentive. He's the guy who can't go, and wouldn't you know, he's the guy, luckily, you've got in mission control who can...
guiding you home.
Yeah,
If there's no one else you would have wanted.
Well, and the interesting thing, and this is something Ron Howard talked about, is Jack Swigert, who was, the film sort of adds an element of conflict, which I think even Jim Lovell has said really wasn't the case. But Ron Howard has said that Swigert had himself written many of the procedure manuals and things like that for what to do when there's an emergency. So as it happens, he was the best possible guy to have in the capsule at that moment.
Wow.
Sometimes, things just work out, and maybe that's easy to say with the benefit of hindsight. I mean, here we are 50 years later,
Right.
and we know that Apollo 13 was, as they say in the film, a successful failure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this scene where Lovell's talking to his son, who's played by Miko Hughes, by the way, you might remember him from Kindergarten Cop. He's it might be a tumor.
Yeah, crazy. I immediately recognized him too. I couldn't believe it.
He was very ubiquitous in the 90s. And I think he's still acting. I think, but certainly he was like movie kid number 4
Right.
in like every. But this scene did not occur in real life. However, again, as a tool to drive home to the audience the potential for the kind of things that can go wrong, I think it's very important. Because it's like, tell it to me like I'm a child.
Yeah.
We just talked to a child.
Yeah, and it gives you like a good little script moment too, where he was saying, the hatch didn't open.
Yes.
That was just one of many problems. And then later, when everything's going haywire, the kid's like, "Is it the hatch?
Is it
You're
the
like,
door?"
"Aw." Yeah, well, that's good. I thought this was interesting, by the way, the whole Corvette thing.
Yes.
So apparently, a Florida Chevrolet dealership gave astronauts Corvettes.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's another thing too, where you think of NASA. I mean, NASA's just cool, just by nature of like everything they're doing. But it's like sometimes it seems like they sort of stress to rock and roll it up. Like, remember there was like that one guy who had like a mohawk a couple of years ago, and everyone's like, "Nah, look, NASA's got mohawks, right?"
That's right. And he was just in mission control.
Yeah. But it's funny because then thinking back in the 60s, I have no idea or context for this, but they must have been like cool figures,
Yeah.
right? And just, I don't think of them that way. And so it's kind of funny. It threw me for a second when I saw him driving a Corvette because I wouldn't imagine a guy in a button-up short sleeve shirt with a tie and horn-rimmed glasses, like driving a
Yeah.
Corvette. But I'm like, oh, that's funny that they were they were celebrities,
Yes.
and dealerships were giving them cars and.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, right? Like, so Lovell comes in. He's like the second group of like, part of the Mercury program, whatever. But like that first batch, you had, you had Gus Grissom and Ed White, and obviously, and John Glenn, etc. And they were selected just as much for their sort of appearance and persona as Gordo Cooper is another one, as their experience, right?
Right.
And the reason was there was a certain amount of central casting going on because the Americans were trying to sort of show up the Russians
Right.
and be like,
right.
look how macho and handsome our guys are,
That's really funny. It's always about the looks.
Yeah, I mean that factors in.
The
yeah.
optics, I should say.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this is the thing, right? I mean, if you're a test pilot, that's no joke, right?
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
But by that, what we see in films like this, and also even in First Man, I mean, you have to be very, very smart. You have to have a keen grasp of mathematics and science. I mean, they didn't just. I mean, to your point about Deep Space Homer, you couldn't get a Homer Simpson, and
Right. Right. You know what I was reading though the other day? Or actually, I'm sorry. I should say my girlfriend pointed out to me. Apparently, for the Challenger,
Yes.
in the middle '80s, they were considering putting Big Bird on there.
Really.
Had you heard that? Just to sort of get kids interested in the space program.
Well, thank God they didn't, right?
Can you imagine? I mean, it's obviously it's hard for me not to sort of like try to say something and it just sound awful, but like,
Yeah.
it's awful no matter what happened. But can you imagine if Big Bird had been aboard that thing? I mean,
Oh my-
truly, like that would have just been like a.
I mean,
Crazy,
it was
crazy time.
traumatic enough, and maybe some people
Yes,
listening.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I have to imagine X number of people listening will have no frame of reference. But when the Challenger space shuttle exploded in when was that? 86, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a cultural demarcation point for X number of people.
Oh yeah, I watched it in the library at my elementary school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole Punky Brewster episode all about it.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, I forgot about that.
And Buzz Aldrin showed up to
Oh,
comfort him.
I don't remember that. I just kind of remember that as like a little trivia.
I watched that. That episode was actually the first time I learned about Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, funny.
Because he's like, "Hi, I'm Buzz Aldrin." They're like, "You're Buzz Aldrin?" Yes. Get out of here, and that keeps happening the whole episode. I don't know
Where would I go? Yeah. This whole NASA crawler. Apparently, this is a real one. That
Oh,
they were
really?
Able to use, and that reminds me of the fantastic documentary from last year, Apollo 11.
Yes.
And that I was just lucky enough to see it on an IMAX, true IMAX screen, and it was just jaw-dropping seeing that thing rolling, carrying the ship. It was amazing.
Amazing.
But anyway, it was cool seeing it here. I was like, oh yeah, I know what that thing is now.
So we talk about character actors. We got two great ones. Chris Ellis plays Deke Slayton, and then Christian Clemenson over there to Tom Hanks' right is the flight surgeon. These are guys who you've seen them, like you know what I mean. And I think this movie especially has this bumper crop of like, hey, that guy. Mm-hmm. Just populating Mission Control and all these secondary roles, and like Chris Ellis, right there. He's the priest in The Dark Knight Rises. This guy right there.
Oh yes, yeah, right.
You know, he's just got like a very specific kind of face that conveys a specific kind of authority.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know.
Yeah, and then we, worth pointing out. I mean, this movie was a big hit.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it made what I have it here: 173.8 million domestic, 355 million worldwide in 1995 money.
And against a budget of what?
That's a good question. I didn't see that.
Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a throwback to, like, I just don't feel like you get movies. $62 million it cost to make. So that's a clear hit. And this is the thing. This is one of those movies that, when I was in high school, which is when it came out, I was excited to see it.
Yeah, you're totally right. This was like kind of for everybody.
Yes, 4-quadrant, right? And you just don't, I mean, I don't know that a movie like this would work at that same level. I fully expect it would be a success.
Yes.
With a comparable cast to this today. But I don't know if it would be an event.
It almost feels like this would be like a 4-episode HBO miniseries or something.
Or it would be something that comes out at the end of the year and you hope to get some award buzz. But this was a midsummer tentpole movie.
Right.
And that does feel somewhat antiquated, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah. You know what I liked about it too is I was trying to figure out how to say this. Like it's being a biopic. It seems more and more they've become their edges have been polished, and they feel a little shinier and a little slicker and a little more like a pop song, like carefully manufactured to please at every angle. And I like that this movie, I mean, to some degree, I mean, like we said, I mean, this is kind of a 4-quadrant satisfying movie, but I feel like the movie didn't try to bend over backwards either.
Right.
Like it's very straightforward and sincere, but it's not, I don't think it's corny.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think there's like too many, like that moment with the son is interesting, but it's not like trying so hard to be sweet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's pretty straightforward, and I mean that as a huge compliment.
I think what helps there is that it's a plot-driven story. It's this thing happens, right? It's about an event rather than a bio of the people.
Yeah.
And the event is catastrophic enough that anybody can be like, who am I in this situation?
That's a good point.
Right? And you say, I hope I'm one of these people.
Right.
I mentioned that I show this in class. I teach a class called Small Group Communication. And what better exemplar of effective small group communication than Apollo 13 on two fronts, in the capsule and in Mission Control. In Jim Lovell and later Gene Kranz, who we haven't even seen yet, one of our main characters. We haven't even met him yet. We have two examples of the kind of leader you want to be.
Right. Well, we should just sort of tracking with the movie. We just had... I'm not as acquainted with their names as you are. I was going to say Gary Sinise.
Yes, Mattingly.
Ken Mattingly. is now no longer able to go on the mission because he's been near. So, well, we can relate to this now. He's been near someone who
Yes.
had the measles.
Yes.
So he may have it, he may not, but they can't lock him in a tin can in space.
He,
with other people.
and he's been near somebody, and he is the only one who has not had the measles.
Yes.
That's the distinction. Yeah, and by the way, Gary Sinise, we should mention this was kind of his moment coming off of, because he had just come off an Oscar nomination for
Right.
Forrest
Lieutenant
Gump.
Dan.
You know, and he had appeared in The Stand, the Stephen King miniseries, not too shortly before this.
Mm-hmm.
And so really he was on an upswing. And for me personally, you know, him being part of the cast of this movie was a big selling point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, can you imagine being an actor sort of on the cusp and getting the role of Lieutenant Dan? What a gift.
Right?
He just gets to show so much range, and by the end of that film, you love the guy. And then now, to this day, I mean, I love Gary Sinise probably because of it starting there, you know?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that moment at the end of the film when he comes back and he's got the prosthetic legs
Yep.
is just so heartfelt, you know?
Hmm. And he's like a changed man,
Yeah.
you know? And I like that movie. It makes me sad that it gets so detracted these days.
It's weird how that happened, right? Like it feels like the worm turned a little bit and it's like collectively people suddenly decided that no, we don't like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, yeah.
Dances with Wolves feels like that too a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that you just watched that recently.
Yeah. I was just, I was, you know, while I was watching, I was evaluating the potential of us doing a commentary track.
Oh my goodness. How long is that movie?
I think it's 16 and a half hours. I think.
I do like that movie though. I haven't watched it all the way through in a while.
It's so good. It is.
Yeah.
This scene
kind of
right
a nice
here,
scene,
to
yeah.
me, it just illustrates how effortless Tom Hanks is at being just charming and relatable and just everything, you know?
Yeah.
The quintessential movie star. I just love that. You can't live without me. Like that's him. That wasn't even in the script.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was just Tom Hanks.
That's funny.
You know,
Catherine Quinlan.
Kathleen Quinlan.
Kathleen Quinlan. What
Yeah.
else do I know her from? I know she was in American Graffiti. That was like her first movie, right?
And she shortly after this, she was in a movie called Breakdown with Kurt Russell.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, she's the wife.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she's in The Doors, and she got nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
Yes. Now, the real Marilyn Lovell. This is a story that Ron Howard told. She was one of the extras in the scene in the stands as the people are watching the rocket take off.
Oh, yeah?
And so they're in the stands, and obviously there's no real rocket, but he piped the audio through of the countdown, and
Right.
afterwards Ron Howard sees that the real Marilyn Lovell, she's crying.
Oh,
And he says, "Are you okay?" And she says, "I just didn't ever think I'd have to experience this again."
that's incredible.
Right? So in other words, the stress. Right?
Yeah.
Now this scene here in the shower where she loses the ring, that's one of those things where you're like, "Oh, come on."
Right.
Really?
Right.
And
It's like
that
some
really
sort of omen sort of thing you think a screenwriter would concoct.
Exactly. Right? And that's true.
Yep. Really happened.
I mean, the number of bad signs,
Yeah, right.
it's a little bit like in Hot Shots, the what's that guy's name? Dead Meat?
Yeah, John Cryer's character, right? Is that
No, the other guy, the
Oh, right. I'm sorry. He was Walleye or something, but like, yeah, the
Dead Meat. That was the
dead meat. Yeah. He's like walking under ladders and cats, black cats running in front of him. That's hilarious. That's a funny movie.
It is. It's so good. I love this right here. They're just like, nope, spit in my hand.
Yeah.
But again, in a testament to when specifically we are historically right now, I was like, what are you doing?
It's amazing how much that stands out now when we watch certain things on television. Don't touch that person. Wow, how do they do that without seeing the camera in the reflection of their helmets?
Very carefully.
Yeah, it's pretty
right?
impressive.
I mean, you have to imagine that that's like the one take where they got it exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember working on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and there's a scene where they're standing both in front of a bathroom mirror. And I was like, how'd they do that? And they're like, oh, the camera's there. They just paint it out. Like, okay.
Well, they
'Cause
couldn't
can
do that back
now.
then.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, this is very random, but this was the first 35 millimeter film to be converted into IMAX.
No
Like
kidding.
specially formatted for IMAX presentation. And now that's something that we're just used to. That's
We're just
become
used
part
to.
of the theatrical release landscape. But
So,
this was the one that started it.
do you know, like, back then, IMAX movies had to be much shorter?
Yes, because the what do you call it? The platter could
Yes.
only hold so much film.
So did they chop the movie down?
That's a good question, because I feel like this is off the top of my head, but I feel like it was probably about 2 hours they could handle, and this movie's 30 minutes over, so I don't know.
Curious about that.
Yeah.
Now this right here, where as they're boarding the rocket, Tom Hanks has talked about how ever since he was a kid, he just wanted that experience. So making this film was a culmination of a childhood fantasy. You know?
That's awesome. Coolest parts about being an actor.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it does feel like, to a large extent, this film was a passion project for him, and he had built up enough clout to be able to get it made.
Right. Right. Now, did you read this? We just saw the scene where the vest is delivered to Gene Kranz that he's going to put on. I guess his mother made it?
Yes. No, his wife.
His wife. And apparently his real vest from this moment is at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum.
Really?
And apparently on the card it explains its presence in the museum is largely due to the focus on the costume version worn by Ed Harris.
Oh, how funny.
So it's not necessarily because this is like a historical, the vest. It's like, no, remember it was a big deal in the movie? Well, here's the real one.
Here's the real one. Ed Harris, by the way,
Yeah.
is so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he was nominated for an Oscar, and I mean, you can see why. I mean, he just has such authority. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, he was in his like 40s probably when he made this. But the real Gene Kranz was like 35.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, I'm 40, and I can't even imagine having to supervise a situation like this.
Yeah, and having all this room full of people looking to you, navigating and trying to work your way through so much peril, doing math with pencils.
Yes.
You know?
Now, I just looked up the IMAX version. It's actually 20 minutes shorter.
Interesting. I wonder what they cut.
So it says right here, this is courtesy of IMDb. Some of the missing scenes are the dinner that the astronauts have aboard the ship that results in Fred Hayes being sick, and Marilyn Lovell telling off the press.
Okay.
So
yeah, no one wants to see anyone puking
in IMAX.
I imagine. Yeah.
I was watching this the other day. I was reflecting on how much, like, when you're sitting there in the cockpit as the countdown goes. I mean, God, can you imagine how stressful that is?
No. I mean, in space travel is so new at this point. I mean, like you're finding your way, and not that it wasn't built by very, very smart people. It was, but it's just. The problem that happened in this movie was fixed for the next mission. Like you're still finding these things.
Yeah,
it's just
and
frightening.
I mean
concept.
the thing with Gus Grissom. That was a problem they didn't anticipate until it happened.
Right.
And unfortunately, that particular instance cost those men their lives.
Right. Speaking of going back to how we were talking about. Knowing how this movie ends, but it's still being riveting. Apparently, Ron Howard told a story that they did a test screening, and someone said that it had a typical Hollywood ending because it was happy. And it was like, was that guy like a friggin' idiot? Or?
Now, the liftoff footage here We got to
Yeah.
give props because none of it is archival footage. That is digital domain.
Very impressive, and especially thinking of the time period this was done. I mean, it still looks great.
It still looks great.
Yeah.
Supposedly Buzz Aldrin was like, "Where'd you get that footage?" Like he's like, "I've never seen that before." And he's like, "No, we made that."
Right. I feel like this gets shown a lot in Oscar packages.
Right?
You know, that shot from overhead as the rocket
Yes.
zips past.
I was, you look at that shot there of Mary Hayes crying, and you think, well, that's just one part of all of this, like,
Right.
right? And so, I mean, it's just stress the whole way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I'm watching this, I can hear James Horner's music.
I know.
And it
So
truly, the launch, if you listen to the score, it's like a 10-minute thing. I mean, it's truly one of his best compositions. It perfectly, without being like rah, go USA, it evokes such a sense of wonder and pride. And
accomplishment. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. Who's this actor, by the way?
the thin guy.
Yeah.
I was actually just wondering that. He's one of those
Yeah, he's another one of those people.
guys.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can look that up. There's quite a few people who you will definitely recognize in Mission Control.
Yeah. It is amazing, though. I mean, this is still incredible that we can do this. It still captures my imagination, the whole idea of space travel. But it is fascinating to think. I saw a Kickstarter where someone had, like a drone or something that could go just outside of the Earth's atmosphere or whatever it is, to where you would see the blackness of space and the blue ball of the Earth. And what he would do is you could give him a picture and he would put it on a display, so you could have a picture of your picture above the Earth.
Oh wow!
It's just amazing to think that that's where we're at now.
Jeez.
That's another guy there. That's driving me nuts. When I was watching it the other day, I should have done this. This is not the time. But yesterday I was like, "Who's that guy?
Who's that guy? Who's him? Who's that
Yeah.
guy?" Yeah,
Already a problem.
I know. Well, and the fact that they're like, "Oh, well, I guess we just had our glitch for this mission."
Yes, right.
That's a relief,
Yeah.
What I like about the people populating Mission Control is that it feels very, it just feels like a slice of America, like just ordinary, average-looking people,
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like these are, you don't think of them as heroic,
Right.
and yet like the survival of these men is just as much a result of Mission Control efforts as anything the astronauts did.
You know what I like too, and I'm sure this was true, but also the movie portrays it this way. I like the fact that they are all super, super smart.
Yes.
But there's no like, Jensen is being subordinate and we've got to stop him and his math is wrong and I hate,
Right.
It's just like, no. Like we're all working the problem, and if someone has a good idea, we support that idea.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's this they'll question each other because you have to.
Right.
But there's no, the interpersonal, like there's no villain or something, or even
Yeah.
for the movie, like made up, like the guy who was trying to, thought he was better than this and he might have been wrong, and for extra drama. It's like, no, it's just everyone is working hard and we listen to the guy who figured it out and we move forward. Like there's this, you have to be that way or you'd never get anything done.
No, I mean that's to what I said earlier about showing this in small group communication classes. I mean that's exactly it. It's like, look,
Yeah.
we got to solve this problem. No matter what, the problem needs to get solved.
Right.
So put all that other shit to one side and let's get this done.
And ego, like forget ego. Like we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the fact here that Marilyn Lovell tells Mary Hayes, like, "Oh, this is what you say," right? It all of the stress and everything that they felt, they had to completely compartmentalize that. They couldn't give any inkling of that to the press.
Right.
But by this time, and the movie alludes to this later, I mean, Jim Lovell, out of all of American astronauts, had spent the most time in space. Through having gone up. I mean, he hadn't been to the moon, obviously, and he never would. But he had gone up in the Gemini program, etc. So you can imagine how much stress she had navigated through over the course of however many times. You know,
Right. I thought this was interesting. I mean, I know we'll get more into the weightlessness and how they accomplish that, but I was wondering in some shots where they're just sort of bobbing,
yeah,
how they did that. And apparently they were on some sort of seesaw device.
yeah, that's right.
Isn't that funny?
Ugh, that's so gross. How would you like to be in the capsule as like floating barf chunks are moving hither and thither?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Fred Hayes, who Bill Paxton plays, he is still alive as of this recording, and I'm struck by sort of the sad irony of the actor who plays you passing away.
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You know, and I had a similar thought with Chuck Yeager, who is also, you know, he's the first man who broke the sound barrier, played in The Right Stuff by Sam Shepard, who died just a couple of years ago. And Chuck Yeager too is still alive as of this recording.
I've never seen The Right Stuff. I need to watch that.
The Right, you know, I may have said this on our regular show, but I love how if you take The Right Stuff and like First Man and Apollo 13, you get this accidental trilogy. This United States Space Program cinematic universe.
Right.
And then actually Hidden Figures, you can slot that in there too, because you have characters who go from one story to the next. They're obviously played by different actors. But the films themselves do a very good job of not outright retelling the same events.
Oh, interesting.
There's a little bit of overlap, but you get this great like tapestry, you know. That is something that's absolutely worth doing, because I did exactly that. I watched The Right Stuff, and very shortly after that I watched First Man when it came out, and then I revisited Apollo 13, and I'm like, this is amazing how well this all fits together.
Well, I mean, how much I enjoyed watching this movie again. I definitely need to check that out. First Man might be worth revisiting. I don't know. I had sort of a cold response.
Yeah, you and I
like,
both did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think what we said at the time, and I think it's applicable here. I think in my estimation anyway, some of my perceived failings with First Man were a result of the outsized role that this film plays in my sort of personal consciousness.
Sure.
Because I think First Man, I think Chazelle was driven by maybe the necessity to differentiate from Apollo 13, not be another Apollo 13.
Sure.
Tonally, so he took a completely different approach.
Yeah.
Which is, you either like it or you don't. But I have to imagine that was one of the factors.
Yeah.
Trying to be different from this.
You know, it's funny. I saw that as a test screening with my brother.
Okay.
And when it ended, he and I were both like, it's kind of weird, that theremin, right? On the score. And so we even wrote it on the cards. We're like, score's pretty good. Don't know about the theremin. And anyway, so then cut to the Academy Awards, and the composer wins for best score. And he even went like, and who knew? With the theremin. Like, I bet he probably read those cards and saw all the doubts and probably had to argue with executives, and wins his Oscar. He's like, yeah, well, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
That was Justin Hurwitz, right?
Yes.
I interviewed him for him and Chazelle both. I interviewed them for La La Land.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. See, so right now it's like, all right, well, everything's fine. We're gonna,
Yep.
And that's the funny thing is so many times in life, it's when you think you've got it figured out, when you can take it easy, is when just shit goes down.
Yep.
And
speaking of, we have a level using the what am I trying to say? The human waste cord. I don't know what you'd call it.
That's the P tube.
The P tube.
There you go.
I don't even want to think about how you take a dump.
Yeah, I was watching this with my kids.
In those bulky suits. What a nightmare.
I watched this particular scene with the kids just a couple days ago, and you could imagine they had a grand old time with that.
Now every time they're in the backyard, they'd be like, I see the constellation Orion.
Constellation Orion. I love Bill Paxton, by the way. He always has a specific way of, like, just to turn a phrase. In this he says, I could eat the ass out of a dead rhinoceros.
Right.
And in True Lies, he's like, make you want to sit up and beg for buttermilk,
Right.
Oh, Bill Paxton, we miss you, man.
Yep. By the way, this is the perfect place to plug it, but Sean Coyle, who is the showrunner for Puppy Dog Pals, did an entire episode that is a loving tribute to Bill Paxton and the movie Twister. And it is, when I was watching it, I just couldn't help but have this enormous, stupid grin on my face, because that is the most Sean Coyle episode of anything that has ever Sean Coyle.
It's
wonderful.
The longtime listeners know how long we've known Sean. I mean, I've known Sean since high school, and there were two things I knew about Sean right when I met him. First, he had the most amazing frost-tipped haircut that was ever around in 1996. And second, no man on this earth loved Bill Paxton more than Sean Coyle.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that he was able to do that. And it's very good, too. It's funny.
I will have to watch that. So right here, by the way, Brett Cullen, who is, again, just one of those that guys. And again, earlier this morning, I was watching some of From the Earth to the Moon, which he's in, and my wife walks in. She said, "Hey, that guy." So,
that's funny.
As of now, he's probably, his most high-profile role may have been as Thomas Wayne in Joker.
See? Yeah.
He's also in The Dark Knight Rises. He's the senator who goes off with the Selena Kyle in the beginning.
Oh, funny. Oh, interesting.
See, he's that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. Well, that was Ron Howard's mother, by the way.
Yes.
Playing Jim Lovell's mother.
So
very sad. That scene made me really emotional. Her trying to find this broadcast. She's like, my son's in space. It'll be on TV tonight. And then, I can't find it on the television, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Stupid NASA not broadcasting it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even NASA, I guess. It's the networks. Stupid networks.
Yeah. I Dream of Jeannie instead.
People would rather watch a fake astronaut.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Clint Howard, by the way, right there.
Yep.
Clint Howard, who is, of course, he's Ron Howard's brother, but he's also Ron Howard's good luck charm, because he's in just about every Ron Howard movie, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a lot of family in this. His dad plays a priest later.
Yeah, Rance Howard, who just died a couple years ago. So Ed Harris, we were talking about Right Stuff. Worth mentioning that he is also in the Right Stuff. He plays John Glenn. So there's a lot of cross-pollination between space projects, and I think that goes to the fact that specifically astronauts and sort of NASA personnel of this era looked a specific way.
Sure.
White, mainly.
Right. Yeah.
But there was like a certain look. I mean, you look like Brett Cullen. Tell me that guy's not out of like central casting for, right?
Yeah. Those like high and tight buzz cut haircuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Right Stuff. I would, if you have not seen that, I think you got something interesting waiting for you. I'd be, it tells a very broad story, and tonally, there's a more heavily satirical component than something like this.
Oh, really? Okay. It feels like something I would like.
I fully expect. I see no reason why you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Great performances. Jeff Goldblum and Fred Ward and Dennis Quaid, and I mean, it's just a rogues gallery. So this broadcast, when you think about it, I mean, it is kind of sad. They're putting on this whole show.
Yeah.
And no one's even watching it. Jeez.
Yeah. And this is like one of the prouder moments of their lives. Right?
Yeah.
And they're excited to share it.
It's a little bit like, when I was in a play in high school and no one came to watch from my family.
True?
This is a true story. I'm sharing this with you.
What was the play?
It was called The Government Inspector.
Huh. What'd you play?
I played a police officer named Dersey Morda. Huh. I was like a Barney Fife character.
Yeah.
but no one from my family came, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would have gone.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Right.
So this is it right here. Now look at this. We are at 50 minutes.
Wow.
And you know, you gotta marvel at the sheer bad luck that led to this.
Yeah. By the way, can we just point out the way that Ron Howard directed that, right? So we have Kevin Bacon flipping the switch, and then the camera sort of follows a pipe somewhere in the machinery of this thing. Like now you think of Fast and Furious whenever they hit the NOS, you know, and then they have this sort of computer-generated version of that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that he did it. He did it first.
You know, the other interesting thing there is he could have just as easily not done that, not tracked the thing, and left it as a question like, "Oh, what did Swigert do?"
That's a good point, yeah.
Right? And I think that was an interesting choice in and of itself, right away, to be like, "Look, you can see it's nothing he did."
That's a good point, yeah, because they don't explain what it was till the very end.
That's right.
And but it helps with some of the drama on board between, which I guess was for the film, but
Yeah.
between Paxton and Bacon, where he's sort of like, well, you know,
What did you
could have
do?
been anybody, like could have. You're the one that did it, you know.
Well, and the fact, so okay. By the way,
Yeah, we got to talk about the line.
so the famous line, one of the most famous lines I would say in movie history.
Yep.
Houston, we have a problem. Now, the original, the actual audio, which you can listen to, is Houston, we've had a problem. Mm-hmm. But putting it in the present tense makes it seem more active. But even before that, I think what's interesting is the explosion happens, and the first thing Lovell says, "What did you do?" Mm-hmm. And I mean, that did happen, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's that sense of like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like, if you're Swigert,
Yeah.
holy crap, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And until you do get the autopsy report, you know, of that's probably the wrong word to use for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like the diagnostic
post-mortem or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is of what went wrong, you've got to be wondering, like, well, if I'd done it differently, or
Yeah.
even if I had done it at a different time, like I'm the guy that flipped the switch.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that would haunt me.
Oh my gosh. Now you can listen to the audio. In fact, there's a thing, as we're recording this right now, there's a website that's Apollo 13 in real time, where you can actually listen to the entire mission log, the back and forth between Houston and the capsule.
Yeah, I just saw that.
So you can actually hear the audio, and everything that the actors are saying here is real.
That's cool.
That did happen. However, if you listen to it's very, we got a shimmy here. We got this. Like, it's very, but the movie adds like the James Horner music.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we got a shit. We're feeling a shimmy here. You know?
No.
Yeah.
But hey, man, that's why we're here. Like,
That's right.
gotta love it.
But right there. Now imagine you're Jim Lovell and you see the oxygen
Yes.
venting into space.
Yes.
At that point, you create another constellation, Orion.
Right. Right.
in your
Within the
suit.
ship. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh my
I
god!
mean, this is like a scenario you'd make up for a movie.
Yes.
Like someone in space and they're leaking oxygen and we got to get them back. I mean, it's just incredible this
Right.
actually happened.
That now. Well, I'll show them again later. But some of these actors in Mission Control.
What's that?
There's one guy there. I can't see him now, but Jim Meskimen. He's a famous impressionist. So he's one of the Mission
Oh.
Control people. I'll point him out.
Okay.
He's one of these guys. You've seen him like in stuff, you know.
Yeah. This is super well directed, by the way, where they were like all pausing for a moment to take in the
Yes.
situation. And it's like, get to work.
Yeah.
And everyone just scurries.
I like this right here, where Ed Harris like quiet down. Like he has to project such authority. And by the way, the guy to his left, we lost him. I'll point him out again. But it's Mark McClure
Oh, right.
from Back to the Future.
Marty's brother from Back
Yes.
to the Future.
And Jimmy
Jimmy
Olsen. That's right.
Sorry.
No.
Just took it. These effects are pretty good.
No, I
Don't you think?
agree.
For a movie this old, they still. I mean, the only thing that stood out to me was when Gary Sinise was looking at the launch pad from way back. It looked, kind of superimposed in.
Yes.
But otherwise, all this stuff in space looks pretty good.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, I know where that guy's from. That one Mission Control guy. He's the guy from Jurassic Park who, when they shoot that thing into the ground and they're projecting the image on the screen, he's the guy that's staring at the screen and explaining how it works. Man, that was driving me nuts the other night.
I'm trying to remember. Which scene is that?
The opening when you go to the first dig site and then they shoot that thing in the ground.
Oh,
And then
yes.
he's like, okay, so this...
The skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot, too. I like that. Did we miss the part, too, about the taxes?
Yeah, that's during the broadcast.
Yeah, I read somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not, you never know these things are apocryphal or whatever, but the line where Clint Howard's like, yeah, that's no joke.
Yeah, he just improvised
he had
that.
tax problems in real life, and that was improvised.
He just improvised that, yeah. Ron Howard said
Yeah,
that,
hilarious.
See,
And like, they'll get you.
they'll come after you, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this moment where Mission Control makes the calculation, it's either this or they don't come home.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So in other words, either they don't go to the moon or they don't come home.
Right.
And you realize what a big decision that was to
Right.
make in Mission Control. But you see, I mean, imagine being the astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's why, I mean, that's, I think to a large extent, that's when the true severity of what they're dealing with becomes clear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. The severity of it all, and then you got to think about the personal
Yes.
anguish, right? I mean, they probably thought their life's work was leading to this moment. This is what would define their lives.
Yeah.
And because this thing happened, it's all gone.
And big picture with 50 years of hindsight, I'm sure,
Yes.
Jim Lovell is like, well, everything happened for the best.
Yes.
But in that
Yes.
moment, it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that this film is as old now as the events depicted in the film were when it came out,
Whoa, weird.
right? Because it came out to mark the 25th anniversary.
Oh, wow. Huh. And then they can make a movie now about looking back on you and I seeing this movie in the theater. And it'd be like 25 years ago.
It'll be a lot less interesting, but for the James Horner score, that'll make it all just a lot more
Yes.
dramatic.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I was going to point it out. You get a little bit of Aliens vibe when they're docking, when Kevin Bacon's docking the,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Well, James Horner was sort of renowned for sampling from himself.
Yes.
So there's a lot of there's that sounds like that, and that sounds like you can hear some of Apollo 13 in the Titanic score, for example.
Right. Like the iceberg scene where you're like
Exactly.
hoping that they're going to just miss it. Yeah, I recognize
Yeah.
it. But hey, man, if it works, it works.
He was better at most than doing that.
Yeah. Do I want to hear the Ramones make another song out of 3 chords? You bet your ass I do. Right? They do it well.
So this right here, where they realize, the Lem is a lifeboat now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was saying this earlier, right? Like the genius of the scenario for the film is you don't need to have a huge amount of insight into the characters. You don't need a lot of like their inner demons or whatever to relate.
Yeah, and I think some movies you notice when you aren't getting that information, and then everyone just feels like guy number 1, guy number 2. But I mean, the script is very good, but you also just have, well, that's Tom Hanks, that's Kevin Bacon, that's Bill Paxton.
Yes.
And it just brings what you need. you
Yes. And yeah, and I think this film in that sense really does leverage their existing screen personas, all of the main characters,
know? Yep.
including Ed Harris. So those 4, really masterfully. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, Ed Harris is one of these guys who just conveys gravitas.
Yep.
You're like, I'd follow that guy. Remember him in The Rock?
Oh, unreal. When he's on the phone,
Right?
his demands, like, yeah.
The scene in the the face-off scene in the middle of the film, with the Marines. So good. He's just one of those guys.
It's kind of interesting too. Everyone is good at what they do, right?
So
everyone in the
there's
ship
Mark
is-
McClure right there.
Yes, right there, yeah. But it's like the way that they depend on each other, the way they depend on mission control, right? And then
Right.
they need to be talking to good communicators up in space, telling them what they're seeing and what's going on. And it's kind of amazing just thinking, I read somewhere, I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm going to screw it up, but basically, computer power they use to get people to the moon, like our phones are like 100 times that now.
Right.
Right. But it's just amazing that they had this sort of communication ability. And thank God, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they needed each other.
And the fact that they had figured out there's a chain of communication from Houston to the capsule that allows clarity on both sides.
Yes. Right.
I saw a thing where there's an astronaut named Chris Hadfield was going through and looking at space films. And he was actually talking, and he was critical of like Armageddon or whatever, obviously,
Sure,
but he was talking about how Apollo 13 is probably the most accurate space film he's ever seen.
Wow.
But specifically talking about, you say Houston or Aquarius, whatever, because there's a clear sense of who is being spoken to. But saying Houston, we have a problem. That's, if you say something like that, everybody clicks into gear.
Yep.
Because you don't say something like that unless it's something serious.
Right. Love this.
Yeah, I mean, the drama
Math on the paper
of a bunch
Yes.
of people writing equations,
Yep. Having to use slide rulers. Ugh. It's like
checking the numbers
not
back
be in
and
that
forth.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I'm notoriously terrible at math, so to me it's it's like Last Crusade. Oh, you would never have made it past the rats. This is me. I would never. you lose me early in the space program.
Absolutely.
Now the late night host here. What is his name?
Is that Cavett?
Dick Cavett. That's it.
Yeah.
And so this is obviously archival footage, but I love the fact that he's like, oh, and Jack Swigert, blah, blah. Like people knew enough.
Yeah.
For
He's like a ladies' man.
Yeah, there was enough for it to be the subject of late night chatter,
And everyone to understand, like, oh yeah, ladies' man astronaut.
Yeah. Now, I think the movie sort of exaggerates, or at least implies maybe a level of resentment on the part of Mattingly.
Yeah, sure.
Like specifically, the idea he hears them talking about Swigert, and he's like, "I'm going to bed." Like,
You're right.
I'm sure he resented Mission Control, or the flight surgeon for putting him in that position. But I don't know that he was, because Swigert, well, he was the guy. There would be no reason for Mattingly to specifically have any resentment for Jack Swigert.
Right. I mean, probably. I bet you're right. Like they said, making up the drama.
Yeah.
Between Hayes and Swigert up there. But it's funny. Ron Howard had a good quote about that, where I guess some astronaut visiting the set said that there probably wouldn't have been that personal drama, or maybe he said that there wasn't.
Uh-huh.
And Ron Howard was like, "Yeah, but there's only so many times I can show a sweaty forehead to convey how tense things are up there. So you got to do what you got to do."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, and I think to that point, I mean, the whatever interpersonal drama we do see between the astronauts serves the story. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
and it works to. It's resolved in a way that highlights the characters rather than making them seem lesser.
Yeah. It's not like some of the worst examples of these things where they take real people from history and make them villains.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, I mean, Ron Howard himself was guilty of that with Cinderella Man.
Right.
Which, like, when you read about the real Max Bayer, he's the character who Russell Crowe's James Braddock fights. It's really like you feel awful,
right,
for what the film does to that man.
Right. What's this hot mic moment? I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
What was he saying? That
He's like, I can keep an eye on the frapping 8-ball. I don't need to. I don't need them telling me what to do or whatever.
Oh, right.
And that's. I mean, when you think about it, like the astronauts knew that everything they were saying was being recorded and preserved. So there's a real.
Right.
There's a real embarrassment because there's still an image that astronauts need to present. So having a hot mic was kind of a big deal. Like, it's just embarrassing.
Man, that's a lot to think about.
Yeah,
Right.
on top of everything else.
Yeah. This is going to be recorded for history, every word you say. And we're going to listen to it this weekend in real time, apparently, on the
That's
internet.
right.
So this is that scene I was talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Where what mom is talking to the son, and he's like, "Is it the door?"
Isn't the door? Yeah, I think even though that scene is fictionalized, I think it's a nice button. I think the door, like it's that line when he's like,
Yes.
"Is it the door?" That's that's like a laugh moment. Mm-hmm. That helps puncture the tension a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still serious, right?
Yeah. I think it's you kind of have to fictionalize some of these things with the family because we don't know. We don't have the record of that, but that feels probably tonally
Yeah,
on par with what was
tonally.
going
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah. Just like a module trying to dock with.
Good. That's good.
don't know.
I like that.
See, I don't have the terminology to make that joke work like it should. With the lem to the.
With
Anyway.
the probe and the
Something else I was reading I thought was kind of cool was, when they're all enamored with looking out the window and being in space earlier. I guess some of the images of the Earth seen through the windows in this movie are from actual photos taken by Jim Lovell.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So
from,
while
the Apollo 8 mission.
While he was in space.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Kind of threw him in there in the Avid, and we're like, hey, let's look at that.
The other thing with when you look at how cramped they were in the capsule,
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at something that's about the size of like a Volkswagen Beetle or something, you know?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. I love all these scenes. I love scenes like this in movies. Where
Yes.
It's just smart people
Yeah.
just being smart and like everyone contributing.
Well, and
And the nuts and bolts is I want to just add too. Like I just love the nuts and bolts. Like let's figure this out.
Gene Kranz has a line earlier. Right? He says, "Work the problem. Don't make things worse by guessing." Mm-hmm. And man, I can't even tell you how many times I have said that in my classes. I've said that to my kids because it so succinctly sums up how any of us should approach big picture, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Just focus on what needs to get solved. Mm-hmm. Just and that's your North Star. Just work towards that.
Yeah.
Let all the other stuff kind of take care of itself.
So like if one of your sons is like, "Dad, I clogged the toilet again," you're like,
I'm
"Work,
like, work
the problem. I can't help you."
Which you joke, but I have 4 boys, so that happens far too often.
And then you yell, "Failure is not an option."
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
No, I mean this. Oh, go ahead, sorry,
these kids need more fiber, Brian. That's all I'm saying.
No, but this principle gets highlighted in a different scene way better and more memorably. But I just love the idea that they're like, okay, like look at what we have.
Yeah,
Like this is the thing we're working with. This is what they're in, and like all we can do to fix this is what's available to them. I just love him just even pointing at the thing like, okay, well this could work as this, and this could work as that.
Yeah.
It's just so.
I mean, it's the fact that lives. By the way, Lauren Dean over here, worth mentioning. We see him play another NASA character in Space Cowboys.
Oh, I've never seen that. Is that good? Is that worth watching?
Yeah, I think if you've got some time to kill, I think it's fine.
Sure.
I don't think it's a bad movie. I'm trying, like, is it worth going out of your way? Not necessarily, but I think it's a good cast. You know, it's worth watching those guys together.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. So now we got Nixon on the line.
Nixon's like, give me odds, right? And yeah, I mean, if you're Gene Kranz, I mean, when you think about it, right, he has to be the conscience of Mission Control. Mm-hmm. So he can't be anything other than, no, we're not turning those people's lives into zeros and ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I like the line earlier. He's like, we've never lost an American in space. It's damn sure not going to happen on my watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be the guy that, you know.
Yep. And then skipping ahead a little bit, I love that line. Put a little lump in my throat where he's like, I think this is going to be our finest hour.
Yeah, and that's something.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. No, I think that we've talked about it before, but like the sense of like, look, this is going to be either everyone's success or everyone's failure.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And how often in life do we tend not to view problems that way?
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, those problems tend not to get solved.
Right.
Right.
This is a nice melancholy moment.
Yeah.
The closest they're ever going to get to the moon. Take a good look.
And that in and of itself is such an accomplishment. It's such an achievement.
Yeah.
How many, you know?
Yeah.
Again, when you think about the fact that, you know, just the America just sort of gave up on wanting to go to the moon after this,
Mm-hmm.
it makes, you know, the fact that they did get so close, even without landing on it, it's still a tremendous achievement.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because then it was to my surprise, it turns out that movie, Apollo 18 from 2011 about finding monsters on the moon, which is why we never went back. Turns out that's not a sequel to this. Zachy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, what was
Wow.
that?
Hey, can I tell you something? It's very weird
Yeah.
to me that as Apollo 13 goes into the dark side of the moon and they lose contact, I lost contact with you.
Oh, funny. It's perfect, too, because I tried to make a joke I had no idea would work, and I was like, well, failure apparently was an option with that joke.
I kid you not. As like static crackles and they lose contact, as you were talking, you went out.
Oh, wow.
That timed so precisely. It's friggin' weird. So I did not hear your joke.
Oh, it's okay. I was basically making a joke that I found out just recently that the movie 2018, that found footage monster movie about why we never went back to the moon, was not a sequel to Apollo 13. It's awful. It's awful. That's the bummer about commentaries, folks. You can't cut the things that don't work. It all stays.
Okay, so I'm changing subjects real fast, and that's not me trying to get away from your joke. It's just I want to point this out real quick. I love this scene right here, where Jim Lovell is imagining landing on the moon. First of all, the music is so beautiful and so poignant, but it's like this is him fully grappling with what he's losing.
And he's the only one who's not showing his cards in the ship.
Yes.
Right? The others are sort of staring out and like, hey, if you want to see this, you should look now. And he's like, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
But this is what's going on inside.
Yes.
Yeah, like he is absolutely thinking about this and mourning it.
And I love right here where we get a perfect cut of Lovell in the suit, and we cut back and he's in the exact same position in the ship. Just the two shots work together really well. I think at that moment, you know, Lovell fully he grapples with that's never going to happen now.
Yep.
Now we have to focus on this thing now, getting home.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that in all the years we've done commentaries, I've never had us just blink out like that.
Yeah,
So-
that was kind of interesting. I wonder if that'll turn up on the track, but I could hear space-like beeping.
The symmetry of when in the movie that happened it truly blows my mind. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah. Now this was kind of an interesting moment when Hank, like you said, he sort of snaps out of it. Like, okay, now I understand this.
Let's go home.
Let's deal with it. Yeah, and like this is what we're doing now. The whole gentleman, what are your intentions? Mine are to go home. I actually kind of played a little harsh to me. And it turns out, I guess in real life, he really did say that. But I guess the other men were more distracted taking pictures instead of preparing for a burn they were about to do.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So the historical context adds greater sense to what he was saying.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
I mean, it does make sense, but it feels like he was just doing the same thing they were in the film.
Right.
So I
Looking out the
remember
window.
it played a little. I was like, oh, okay.
I have to be a dick about it, Jim.
Right.
Jeez. Yeah, so the guy with the balding guy to the right with the glasses right there,
Yes.
that's Jim Meskimen. And he is a brilliant impressionist.
Huh.
So if you ever get a chance, go to YouTube, just look up Jim Meskimen impressions. I mean, he's one of the greats.
Wow. Okay.
The scope of people he's able to do impressions. The first time I ever saw him actually was in an episode of Fresh Prince, where he plays like the cool college professor who doesn't realize that he's like the best professor he's ever going to have, and it's a nice episode.
Oh, wow. Funny. I do remember that.
You might say I modeled my life on Jim Meskimen in Fresh Prince.
Be the cool
Be the cool
college
professor that people.
Who's that guy? The guy's talking right now.
The stocky guy.
Yeah. He looks so familiar.
He's another that guy.
I know. We could do that the whole movie.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we've got this scenes like this that involve a bunch of guys in shirts and ties writing on chalkboards, and it's
Yes.
truly gripping,
Yes.
is a real feat.
Yeah.
Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, you wonder what the Michael Bay version looks like, where the camera's just whipping around and.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like Playboy centerfolds taped to Mission Control.
Right. Or just in Mission Control for no reason.
Right.
In the background of shots. Like, what?
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah. Apparently Mission Control was like perfectly recreated, like down to a T. Like they wanted to shoot in, because the real Mission Control of that time is now a historical landmark.
Oh, it
But
is. Okay.
They couldn't fit the cameras in there like they wanted to get all the angles they needed, so they just went in, measured it, and completely recreated it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about that with movies. That's the amazing thing about movies, because it's, especially now more than ever, people can shoot things with their phones and whatnot. But when you think about what a movie really is, it's like, oh, it's like people playing pretend, but they have millions and millions of dollars to like, let's just make Mission Control, right?
That's something. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
Yeah. I love this stuff. Mattingly's going to figure it out on the ground.
That's right.
How they can preserve the power. It's such an understandable problem too, isn't it?
Yes.
Like
right.
we're using this much power, they cannot get back unless we get it down to this. Like, okay, let's figure out what we can lose.
Yeah, and I think to the film's credit, I mean, I would guess that you had hundreds of people probably working on this problem, but I think they do a nice job of sort of boiling it down in a way that the audience can get their arms around, where you say, well, Mattingly's sort of taking point. I mean, I'm sure he would be the first to say, well, there were all these other people working on the same thing with me, so it wasn't just me.
Right.
But in narrative terms, that's what is allowed for by virtue of where the story has already gone, which is he was ready to go on that ship, and oh damn, he wasn't able to. And then look at, again, you can't write this stuff,
Right.
You can't make it up,
Yep. So, okay, wait. Now, as we have Kevin Bacon upside down, right, floating here, we should talk about how they pulled this off. I mean, this is still amazing. They actually got the actors in zero gravity, and they did that by NASA had an airplane called the KC-135, which was nicknamed the Vomit Comet.
Vomit
For
Comet.
reasons I'm sure people can imagine. But what it would do is it would fly an arc and just drop in the air. And I guess it would climb, I have it here, it would climb 38,000 feet, then dive 15,000 feet. And it would produce 20 seconds of weightlessness. And so, I mean, imagine all the shots of them weightless in this movie. It was 20 seconds patched together, and going
Amazing.
over and over and over.
So would you happen to know how much time they actually spent in the Vomit Comet?
Time-wise, I don't know, but they did 612 arcs.
So there you go. You can imagine.
612 arcs. I mean, was your stomach going into your throat?
I was thinking about it. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And apparently
Okay.
they did it it was in 13 days they did this.
That's appropriate. 'Cause
And that was a method. This plane was something NASA actually used to train its astronauts
Right.
for spaceflight.
so this
Recommended
right
by
here.
Spielberg. I
This
should
is
say.
the scene you were referring to, Brian.
Yes. You got to fit this square thing into this round thing, only using what we have right
Using
here.
this.
Yeah.
Now, you
Because
talk
that's
about
all they have aboard. That's all they have on the ship. That's all they have to work with. So we got to work within those limitations.
and to the point we were making earlier about how you don't know you have a problem until you have it. Mm-hmm. This is like, it doesn't even occur to them, oh, we might need this possibility might
Like
arise.
a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Why did we only give him a Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that the problem comes up, it's like, okay, let's figure this out. But the fact that they do,
They do it. Yep. I love it too.
Amazing.
And I think one of the things they use is like one of the manual covers, the
Yeah.
plastic from a manual cover. Awesome. I love it.
I mean,
I love it too. Later, there's a moment, right, where they give Gary Sinise a flashlight, and he's like, "No, this isn't the flashlight they have. Give me
Right.
the flashlight they have."
anything they have on the ship, yeah.
Yeah.
So this right here was cut out of the IMAX release, which is her Marilyn Lovell saying, no, the press can't set up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Sort of, at least for the film, it's sort of like, well, they weren't interested earlier. They're interested now.
Yeah. That's some
Good
bullshit.
line, too, at the end here. They
He'll be
wanna
home
take
on
it up with
Friday.
my husband.
Yep.
He'll be back Friday. Good stuff.
I mean, that's what you got to tell yourself.
She should have ended that with, she can take it up with my husband when he's back on Friday. Todd. Because she's talking to Xander Berkeley. 'Cause he's not watching.
I mean, it's one of those things where, given that, we know how the story ended. It's you can watch it with a certain perspective, but it's watching it the other day with my wife. I was reminded of just news coverage that she and I have been watching the last couple of days as people are talking about their experiences with COVID-19 and losing people, and this kind of thing where a wife is describing like, just monitoring the phone, waiting to hear something, and then unfortunately getting bad news, Mm-hmm. And it's just, you imagine what a spouse in that position must be going through.
Right.
Because she had no way of knowing Jim Lovell would make it home.
Yeah.
And
it's we're watching a 2-hour, 30-minute movie, but just thinking, I mean, they were up there for days.
Yeah.
And now we're watching where the conditions, it's for cinema's sake, it's expressed with the tape recorder batteries dying.
Right.
So everything's slowing down and feeling not quite right. But, and we can see their breath, they're freezing cold. And it reminds me of like when you're out on a hike or something and it starts raining and you're miserable and you're just like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. But in a couple hours, you'll be fine.
Right.
But like being in these horrible conditions for days, I mean, just what?
And
know,
you don't
they endured.
know, what the other side of it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. And so to keep not only your spirits up, but your wits up, because you've got a job to do.
So the lesson here is I could not be an astronaut.
Yeah. I was going to say coats. Next mission, bring coats. Yeah. Yeah.
I like this here where he's like, I think Swigert gave me the clap. It's
Right.
pissing my relief tube.
Right. Which turns out, did you look that up? He actually had a UTI, and he got it from that tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's many lessons.
Another thing for the next Apollo mission to figure out and fix. Maybe there's a better way to do this.
I think we're talking about sort of the shorthand that actors bring, and just circling back to Bill Paxton, like, I feel like Apollo 13 was possibly his most high-profile role up to that point.
Sure.
Right? But he had already established a persona. I mean, he had been in Aliens, obviously, and he was in, like, what's that? Weird Science, right?
Right. Chet.
Yeah. So he'd been around long enough where people knew him and people liked him. Mm-hmm. And you realize how far that kind of thing goes. Like when you're looking at casting actors, right? There's a reason that people say, "Oh, get me a so and so type." And Bill Paxton was a type.
Yep.
Oh,
for sure. And then he got to be a lead. Right? Twister was like a year or two after this, right?
Yeah, Twister was 96, so 1 year later.
1 year later.
Kevin Bacon too. Now, in 2020, Kevin Bacon is like,
Kevin Bacon.
He's Kevin Bacon, for goodness sake,
Yeah.
But like, at this point, he was still sort of coming out of, shaken off, like being the Footloose guy.
Yeah, which was just about 10 years before that. I was thinking about that when I was watching this. Like, oh yeah, he wasn't that far off from Footloose.
No, he had done Tremors just a couple years before this.
Tremors.
Such a good movie.
Love it.
With Fred Ward, who is in The Right Stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I have a friend that worked with Kevin Bacon, so I like to say that I'm 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
There you go.
And you're 3 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
I am 3 degrees of Kevin. How? Oh, because of you.
Yeah.
That's hey.
And now the listeners are all 4.
There you go. We're all.
Welcome to the Bacon Fold.
We're all. Yeah, that's right. See, so where they are fighting right there.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is a funny moment. But I like. First of all, a couple points. I like how Jack is like, look, the math doesn't work, and he's like, well, how do you know that? He's like, I can add.
Right.
But yeah. I like what Tom Hanks says. Right, he's like, look, we got like 400 things to get through. You're talking about number this. Mm-hmm. And we're still trying to figure this out. Like the sense of don't make the drama bigger than what we're trying to solve, right? It's exactly the same thing as what Krantz says, essentially.
Yeah.
There's all these other factors. Look, let's just one thing at a time. And earlier when they're going through the dark side and when they lose contact, and we see the archival footage of Lovell where he's like, he's talking about when he was guided home by following the phosphorescent trail of the seaweed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's a metaphor for the whole film, right? He's like, you just don't know what thing is going to come up that'll end up being the thing that carries you back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just follow the trail. Just follow the trail. Don't deviate from that.
Right. This is great. Good shot too. I mean, we talk again about Ron Howard's direction. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can know when you're looking at a frame of Wes Anderson, or you're looking at Tarantino or Spielberg or something, but it's just like, a good director is just a good director. Like that shot of the guy with his hair flopped, sweat, and camera following him down the hall with this makeshift whatever they just made. Like that's good stuff. That's exactly what we're supposed to feel.
And the fact that, I mean, it's this ridiculous Rube Goldberg-esque, concoction that they have to pull together.
Yeah.
And you're not laughing. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah.
It's like, tear this. Oops, we tore it the wrong way. Okay, use this instead,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. You know what's funny is you look at that air filter thing that they built, and that like reminds me of the stuff that I don't know about you, but I would do it as a kid in lieu of like, my family is poor, we can't afford Castle Grayskull, so I'm just gonna make my own like shitty version out of toilet paper rolls and all that. Yeah,
Whatever box a blender came in.
Yeah, you know.
Just draw a skull on it. Yeah,
right.
Totally.
And that, Brian, is how I am exactly like the Apollo 13 astronaut.
That's right. That's funny. We ripped the bag.
Yeah,
The guy just covers his eyes.
the look on the guy's face.
Yeah.
You do wonder, you know, like this is, we're looking at the footage of Walter Cronkite as talking to scientists. You know, this is the age of just like America watches Cronkite, you know? Mm-hmm. What would be the equivalent of this today where you've got like 3 24-hour news channels that are all kind of equally terrible?
Oh,
and
man.
everyone's got their perspective and they need to spin it this way, you know?
That's a great point. It's a great point.
Right? I mean, this was a moment where the entire country came together praying.
Yeah. And they had a guy. Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know who I would turn to. Like Cronkite, you know, like Cronkite was the guy the nation turned to. Yeah, like you said, yeah, you could unite a country together, praying together. It just feels so different, doesn't it?
It's a famous story and maybe apocryphal, but, you know, supposedly Walter Cronkite on the evening news, CBS, ended up being critical of Vietnam, and President Johnson at that moment said, if I've lost Cronkite, I've lost America.
Yep.
What equivalent do we have to that today? Nobody, I don't think.
Maybe Seacrest?
Maybe Seacrest. He might. We're putting all our eggs in that basket.
Yeah. No, but you're totally right. You're totally right.
And Walter Cronkite was still alive. I mean, he passed away. What? When? I mean, not that long ago, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Walter Cronkite died about 10 years ago, 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when John Glenn went back into space.
Huh. When was that?
This was, I want to say, like 99.
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of just, I want to go back one more time, you know? Mm-hmm. And so Walter Cronkite came out of retirement to do like the, you know, news broadcast of that or whatever.
Oh man, I'm only supporting the cynicism of this movie, but I do not remember that.
Yeah, no, I remember,
you know, when I say cynicism, I just mean of the media. Or yeah, sure, that happened, and I don't remember that. It makes me sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so John Glenn essentially he wanted to allow for research into how do people who are over a certain age react to space travel.
Yeah.
And that allowed, you know, I think in like 98 he went back up.
Wow.
And so, you know, and that's actually what allowed for the film Space Cowboys to get made.
Oh, yeah? That was the inspiration?
That was the inspiration, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
By the way, so when the whole, you know, thing that they just sort of cobbled together works, they, you know, pat the guy on the back, the technician, and say, "You, sir, are one steely-eyed missile man." And I was like, what is that? It turns out that's a NASA title of honor.
I love the fact, Brian, that we both had the exact same reaction to Brett Cullen saying that, which is, I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, I was very curious. I mean, it sounded like, well, that's got to be an accurate thing because it's so specific.
Yep.
But I was very curious what it meant.
Yeah, it's basically like a very smart rocket scientist.
Yeah. Steely-eyed missile man. You know what's funny? This scene with Lovell's mother, played by Ron Howard's mother, when I was watching this, I was like, I bet you could have cut this. But then by the end of it, I was like, no, I love this.
Yeah.
You know, what is it like if... Did she say a washing machine? Or am I confusing it with another movie? Yeah, just saying if there was a washing machine, like my son could land it. Could fly, he could land it.
Well, and I think what I sort of reacted to was I thought she gives a really good performance.
Yeah. Yeah. It
You know,
feels
it's-
very motherly, like belief in her son.
Yeah, it didn't feel like, all right, I'm just gonna put my mom in this movie because, like, no, she was an actor and she's given, she's putting a performance into that reading,
Look at the belief in her eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. I screwed up. Obviously, the line. If I could get a washing machine to fly, my Jimmy could land it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. This is scary, too. Thinking of all the condensation on all the instruments.
Yeah, well, you realize that, I mean, a stray spark is what set this whole thing off, and now you've got, and the film gets to this, right? All that water, now you're going to power everything back up. How do we know it's not just going to fry us, It reminds me of, I feel like this is like a stick pin in time where you would have people get electrocuted because they dropped the radio in the bath.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like this, the era of this movie?
Just that, like, that was a thing we would see on TV and in films all the time.
Totally. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I feel like that's just not a thing we even think about anymore.
No, I just rewatched Groundhog Day recently.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
it seemed almost like Looney Tunes when he like gets in the bathtub with the toaster.
Yeah, like I feel like that was a thing. I don't know. Growing up, it's like you don't want to drop a TV into the tub.
Right.
Which,
right. And now you're like, oh, okay.
like, don't talk to strangers. Don't drop a TV in the tub.
Yes.
Those are the things you're told.
Yeah. That's hilarious. See that technician in the background? He's holding that tape,
Yeah.
but like computer tape. Like, I wonder what that was. Was that like recording this stuff or what?
Oh, that's a good question.
Just curious what those things do.
Another thing that really situates this film in a specific time is all the smoking.
Yes.
It is Mad Men-esque.
Yes.
People are just
Yes.
puffing away.
And now we're in a time where you can't even make a PG movie and have someone smoke in it.
And maybe that's for the best.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's just interesting, just how things change.
Things
I guess when
change.
you're around to see both, it becomes sort of.
Yeah, I talk about this in my classes. I'm like, you used to be able to smoke on airplanes.
I was alive for that,
Yeah.
and that seems nuts.
Right? And I say this to them, and they do not believe me. I'm like, every armrest had an ashtray in it.
Yep.
I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's insane because you're sitting in a compressed tube in the sky with a bunch of people lighting up. Yeah, that's that could end badly in a variety of ways. But there was a curtain for the smoking section.
Right. The smoke curtain. Yeah.
So this guy right here, who they're talking to,
Oh, please tell me this one was driving me nuts too.
he is in the Rocketeer. He's the guy.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes.
That's Max Grodenchik. He is the guy. He's just blown to hell. Talking about the rocket.
Yes. Because I could picture him with a grimaced face.
There you go.
And I couldn't remember what it was. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking it was Dick Tracy. So that's funny.
Close.
That it was kind of close.
You
Yeah.
were close.
Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you. This whole thing has been
Now
worth it.
Brian is having a cigarette after solving that problem.
Right. No.
Now this is coming up
Yeah,
here. Was that Brian?
No, you go ahead.
The moment here now where they have to do a course correction completely manually. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I get tense watching it.
Yeah, this is a great sequence.
Like, just imagine being the astronauts in the middle of it. Just you have to keep the Earth in the center, no matter what. Mm-hmm. As you're trying to pull this ship back and forth. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and knowing that a chunk of it's been blown off, so it's not operating the way it's supposed to. Yeah, I do love that whole logic, though. You have to keep something in view, and like, the Earth will do.
Yeah, just keep the Earth in the center of your porthole, and you'll be,
Yeah.
I mean, that goes back to what Lovell is saying in that thing, just the phosphorescent trail taking you home,
Yep.
Just stay focused on Earth. It's like a good metaphor.
It's funny. Earth looks really good in these space shots. And just the other night, we were watching Goldeneye.
Okay.
And the Earth looks so bad.
Really?
In that movie from space. And I was thinking like, oh, well, I guess it was just the time. But now that I'm watching this movie that came out like a year previous, like, no, they could have done it. I don't know why they didn't.
I don't even remember. Like, we see the GoldenEye satellite or whatever.
Yeah, the satellite in space. And then the Earth is like this totally computer-generated fuzzy blue ball, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. I guess it's been a while since I've watched GoldenEye. I would have to...
I mean, it was awesome. It was a fun movie, but
Yeah.
just made me laugh. Now, this is like recreated news. Like, right? This is probably they made something for the film.
I believe so, yeah.
It integrates nicely, I think.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that's a necessary evil of these sorts of movies is you have to explain this stuff to the audience. And it's just how natural can you make it feel without me feel like I'm being spoken to,
Yes.
by the film.
Yeah.
And I thought this movie, I was very impressed with how they have these news broadcasts going on in the corner, someone's sitting sullenly, but the news is playing in the other side of the screen. I mean, it's very well done.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the movie is stopping
Yes.
and everybody got that? Okay, and then
Yes. Yeah.
I like the little touch of the guy from like Northrop Grumman who's like, hey, just so you know, this is not we didn't build it for this.
Right.
Like
right.
just the corporate CYA.
Right. Right.
Which, I mean, that sums up everything that happens to the mission, basically, once the oxygen tank is stirred, right? I mean, everything they're doing is way outside recommended usage.
Right. Right.
And so, on the one hand, you see, well, how durable this stuff is. But on the other hand, you see, like, man, they didn't anticipate a lot of the stuff that could come up,
That would be interesting to have been in those meetings post this and where they just sort of look back and go, okay, well, what do we need to fix? What do we need to change? What got invented because of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reading about the fire on the Apollo 11, the Apollo 1 that killed Gus Grissom and those guys. And what's fascinating is that they had a procedure in place for that situation, and yet the reason it went wrong is because what they talk about, like, well, the door wasn't rigged a certain way, and there was pressure and this and that, and what they found when they went in there and they looked at the positions of the men and how they were post mortem, they were doing what they were supposed to do, and that wasn't enough.
Wow.
That accident is dramatized in quite horrifying fashion in First Man.
Yep. That's when I didn't remember that it was mentioned in this movie, and then that I immediately flashed back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, right, all this as they're trying to just... I mean, because think about it. If they lose sight of Earth,
Right.
they're effed.
Yep.
Like, that's how serious this is,
Yeah.
Because
I love that little shot too, by the way, with his little Velcro footies.
Yes.
Got him. It's just so without drawing attention to it necessarily. It's just the little details, right?
Yeah. It draws you into the reality, and I think this is a benefit of both Ron Howard and Tom Hanks just being like space nerds. And really making it an active effort to be true to the specific physical reality of the scenario.
Right.
And I think that's what the film does really well. I mean, you don't have to be super versed in all this stuff, but you watch it and you just intrinsically, it feels real.
Right.
It feels correct.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right. I love this. Yeah, you're watching like a really accomplished movie when you get excited about chalkboard scenes.
Yeah. It's true. It's totally true.
So, do we miss the failure's not an option? I guess we did, huh?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently that was invented for the movie, but then the real Gene Kranz used that as the title of his biography.
Really?
It's a heck of a line.
Well, I mean, if you're Gene Kranz and Ed Harris plays you in a movie, don't you feel like you kind of like you won a little bit? Like
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
it's like Tom Hanks is like that. If Tom Hanks plays you in a movie, you've done all right.
Right. Right. Think about the sort of self-imposed pressure you would have here too. Like your buddies are up there. This was supposed to be you up there. People are kind of looking to you to kind of figure this thing out. You know, where they're like, "Do you need a break?" He's like, "Do they get a break?"
Yeah. Stress, man. I mean, it's again, it what we keep coming back to is that this is a situation where, let's say you fail, you know, and you would look back and say, what thing did I do that I should have done different, right?
Right.
And you know, God forbid things go south, and let's say Ken did take a break.
Right. Right.
You'd be like, maybe if I had spent that extra 2 minutes, you know.
Right. Like if he had taken a very understandable, like, let's let my brain come back into focus break,
Yeah.
he would probably hold that against himself.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the end of Schindler's List. Which,
yes.
You've seen Schindler's List, right?
Yeah.
Where Liam Neeson as Oscar Schindler's like, oh, you know, this pin, this could have done this, and this car, this could have, you know, and he just breaks down.
Yep.
Even though, well, no one's going to fault him
Right.
for all that he didn't do when you look at everything he did do, but it's still, I mean, on a personal level, it would push down on you, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh, this is where he talks about the phosphorescent
Yes.
trail. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was earlier. I apologize. It's a great moment, though. I really, I think Tom Hanks just sells it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny because in From the Earth to the Moon, Jim Lovell is played by Tim Daly.
Oh.
And I love Tim Daly, Brian.
Oh, I know.
I'm a fan. But his way he walks in, I'm like, I'm Jim Lovell. I'm like, you're not Jim Lovell, Tim Daly. Play somebody else.
That's hilarious. Is Tom Hanks in it at all?
No. Well, he at one point, at the very beginning, he's like the on-screen narrator.
Okay.
But that's it.
Sort of like how they use him in the Simpsons movie. Like, hi, I'm using my goodwill to tell you to...
It's basically that. It is basically that, yeah. It is very much worth watching, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has, Tony Goldwyn.
Yeah.
He plays Neil Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
Tony Goldwyn, for those of you listening, he's I guess you would know him now as the president on Scandal, right?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, he's the guy from Ghost.
From Ghost is what I know him from. Yeah, he was also the voice of Tarzan in the Disney animated movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Oh, really? Oh, you should watch it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You'll like that.
Yeah. I know the song.
It was good songs.
Yeah.
Phil Collins, that's my boy.
Oh, so by the way, I thought this was interesting, just going through the trivia of this movie. But they feel this blast, and they're like, "What the heck is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just a burnt helium disc." They're like, "Oh, okay, cool." But apparently, that was like a really big deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a real significant event, and it led to a final course correction that they didn't show in the movie, where they had to use thrusters, and it was like another big sort of scary event they went through.
Oh, wow. So
But it makes sense. I mean,
yeah, I mean the movie itself is already what 2 and 20.
yeah,
So you got to trim where you can.
yeah,
Now this right here, where they essentially come to the realization that they're talking about this minuscule number of amps that are required, and the fact that, well, if we have the current going this way, that'll still send a little bit back this way, and then that's just one of those things where, as a layperson, I'm like, whatever you say.
yes, yeah.
Right, and I think it's one of the geniuses of this film that, again, everything that they're saying here, I'm kind of like, I guess.
Right.
I mean, it relies on smart people knowing what they're doing for the actual historical event, but then from a filmmaking perspective, to take that and simplify it to a degree that it doesn't sound, simplistic. But it's still digestible, you know?
It's super, and it's cinematic too, because then you have that device. We have the
And
needle.
real quick, right here,
Yeah.
when Ed Harris loses his cool, that's the first time in the whole movie
Yeah.
he goes apeshit, and I think that's why it works so well, because he's kept his cool for so long.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because like you said, I mean, they make it understandable, but it never seems simple, but it is so cinematic in that it's like Speed. Don't let the needle cross
Yes.
this thing or
Right.
else.
Yeah.
And so it's very, you can have these shots where you're pushing in on the scientists and you're like, and then you cut back to the needle and cut back to the bead of sweat on the floor. It's perfect.
It absolutely works.
You totally get it.
I think it also, just it helps drive home the reality and the fragility that we're talking about a world of flips and dials and
Yes.
needles, and it's not a touchscreen digital world.
I was just thinking that because with the needle, I'm like, well, how accurate is that needle? Like it's bobbing.
Right? Yeah.
Like I want to see a computer that tells me like 0.0003.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is great.
That's amazing.
I can get excited just watching this with the sound.
Yeah. And then, finally. And it's like, where's my tie? Where's my jacket? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta have a tie. Push that guy out of the way. Can you imagine bursting into mission control because you've got an answer?
Right? It's a nice feeling.
Yeah. I wonder if it was even smokier than what we're seeing right now.
I mean,
that's-
you would have to imagine it. The place was just caked in that stuff.
Yeah. Doesn't have the measles. Looking at the doctor.
Now, the character that Lauren Dean plays, with the glasses, who's like, Ken, I'm telling you, this is what it has to be. He was like 30,
Right.
when all this happened. He was it might have been less than 30, and so he's kind of like a boy genius. His name was John Aaron. But he was demonstrably younger than many of the people at NASA, but he was having worked in the Apollo program previously and actually having basically saved the Apollo 12 mission when it was struck by lightning. People took him seriously right away when it came to whatever he had to say for Apollo 13. Which is why, if you notice, I mean, Gene Kranz, when John Aaron's like, Gene, I'm telling you, this is the thing. He's like, okay, right away. He listens to him,
Yeah. That's something that was very palpable to me watching this, is that everyone trusts each other.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're in this room for a reason.
For a reason, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's, even though they're yelling and, you don't have to, like, there's still this undercurrent of we're raising our voices because we're trying to get this thing solved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like all this stuff.
There's a line in the movie 13 Days, which I don't know if you've seen that with Kevin Costner.
I haven't.
That's another good one. You should check it out. But the Bobby Kennedy character is played by Stephen Culp. He says, "We got a bunch of smart guys. Let's put them in a room together and see if they can figure stuff out."
Mm-hmm.
And I think so much of problem solving has to be that it's not about your own personal ego so much as like, what can all of us together, how do we figure this out?
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was talking to my wife about the show The Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, one thing that always bugged me about that show was, as soon as a task didn't go a certain way, everyone would end up in the boardroom, and it was everybody throwing everyone else over the board.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And I was like, that's so antithetical to trying to foster a group environment. If you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking about how do I cover my ass
Yes.
so that I don't get shafted later,
Right.
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 I would be so like fed up with this whole thing if I'm in my third day of this or fourth day, whatever it is.
This thing lasted 5 days, 22
Yep.
hours, 54 minutes. Incredible. I might check out that website, by the way. Just sort of.
Yeah, I should.
Listen.
For people who are listening, who want to know what the website is, it's called Apollo 13 in real time. So it's apolloinrealtime.org/13. And that's you can join the audio at T-1 minute until launch.
Wow.
Or you can, as we're recording this, like you can
Right.
jump on where it would be at this exact moment.
Yeah, it would be kind of fascinating to hear the end.
Yeah,
As they're coming in and hear out what Mission Control is saying, and you have that moment where they cut out for a little while.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fire up sequence is so interesting to me, right? Where Ken is like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, and the contrast I will draw is yesterday I was on the phone with Comcast trying to get my modem working,
Yeah.
and the guy's like, all right, I need you to do this, then this, then this, and I'm like wiping flop sweat off my brow, just trying to reboot my router, right?
Right.
And I screw something. I'm like, wait, did you say this? He's like, no. Oh, you got to start over. Meanwhile, and that's how I am, just like the Apollo 13 astronaut.
I would love to see that filmed like this. Some James Horner score.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah. And your daughter's like, but Dad, Bubble Guppy starts in 3 minutes. Like.
I like this moment right here where he's like, way to go, Jack.
Yeah.
We know that this was a cinematic manufacture
Yeah.
conflict, but it still has a nice payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing is what you have to realize about Jack Swigert, and this is something that Ron Howard did go out of his way to say. Is like, look, he would not be on that ship if he could not do the job.
Right.
So it's not like, who's this friggin' guy?
Right.
However, specifically, Hayes and Mattingly were very close because they'd gone through the program together. So
That would be
Hayes...
kind of a...
Hayes
to join
was disappointed that Mattingly was not able to be with them. So maybe it didn't, manifest in exactly the way shown here, but there had to have been a little bit of like, oh, my buddy's not here.
Yeah. It's... And I like it too. I mean, they don't like play it up in some sort of overly dramatic fashion. Like it feels... Even if it was just internally a little bit, still feels truthful.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Now this, right, I've heard the audio
yeah?
of this moment where they're looking at the heat shield, and it's like, jeez.
That would be crazy
Yeah.
to see the destruction that you had no idea you were floating with.
Well, not just that, but the realization that we don't have a heat shield now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
See, this is good. This is good news stuff here for the audience.
I love this, like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. See, again, if you're watching it in sort of cinematic universe fashion,
Right.
I love the idea that, well, we got their story,
Right.
and then now here they're just like the background players in this story,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the thing that strikes me on every movie I watch about space and when they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. I'm like, that's so dangerous.
It's ridiculous.
It's almost like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't burn up, it's insane.
Now, right there where we see Jim Lovell's son watching, you think about that, like everything that he must be trying to sort through in his head as he's wondering whether he's going to see his dad again. But on top of that, the fact that he's having to experience it in real time with everybody.
Yeah, in a classroom filled with students.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
one can only imagine. I mean, he's got to be what, like I don't know, 15, 16, whatever, right? You're a kid. You're thinking about, oh my gosh, what if I don't see my dad again?
Yeah. I'd want to be with my family. Now, was he sick, Hayes? Did he get like the flu or something?
He
or
did.
Just...
No, he had a fever. The flight surgeon says it earlier. He's running like 103.
Oh, right. Oh, and then they take those.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call them.
Those medical scanners
Health
or whatever.
reading things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing you think about is an experience like this. I mean, it bonds you for life with
Oh man.
the people you're in it with, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me, what's so interesting is that Ed Harris and Tom Hanks do not interact at all in this movie.
Huh.
But you don't even think about that.
No.
Like, there's no Die Hard moment at the end.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Like a
know?
thumbs up from across the aircraft carrier. or
Right,
something.
you know?
Yeah, you're totally right.
Like, you would
I know, like an
expect
alien
something.
comes off of the capsule, and then Ed Harris has the gun, and it
You should.
lowers. And... That'd be a funny joke to
That
shoot
would be.
that and like put that in front of a test audience just for your own amusement.
Now, if there is one moment that I feel like could tip over into maybe a little bit soppy, it's this right here.
Sort of like that Level and his wife are sort of
Yeah, they're like looking at each other
almost
at the exact
psychically
moment.
looking at each other. Yeah.
However, I think by this point in the movie, it's earned it.
Yeah. It keeps like the heart thread going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hear you. I found myself thinking that a couple times. Whenever a scene would start, I would be like, yeah, I bet this could go. But then by the end, I was like, well, no, I enjoyed that.
I mean, when you think about it, like 220, and then 10 of those are credits, so like 210.
Sure.
2 hours and 10 minutes is just about the exact right length for this,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's long enough to do a deep dive, to give us that 50 minutes of background. But once the crisis kicks in, it's pretty much up until the end.
Right. Right.
As you say, I mean, everything they cut left in, feels pretty conducive. Now, granted, I
Yeah.
mean, there's this IMAX version which I haven't seen,
Right.
and I do wonder. I mean, gosh, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That feels like a lot.
Yeah. And you
cut
might
out.
not miss it, but getting what we get, I feel like everything contributes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
This is great. We should call it that moment with the no
Yeah.
on the piece of paper.
Yes.
Like Kevin Bacon, he's like, I was getting kind of punchy.
I didn't want to jettison the thing with two guys in it.
Yeah.
I love his reaction. He's just like, well, good thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, farewell right there. That's actual. I've heard that audio. So here, I can hear the music. From now until the end, it's just a beautiful suite from Horner.
Yeah. It's funny when you hear these transcripts or these old recordings, they were so eloquent. And
Yeah.
it makes you wonder. I mean, obviously, we've sort of lost that a little bit
Yes.
as time has marched on, but also knowing they were being recorded, I wonder if they had that in their minds, It's like, gotta say something good. Like, they need like some sort of statement, eloquent statement with each sort of moment.
Yeah. Well, it's like when Armstrong stepped on the moon. I mean, he figured out what he was going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's not something you improvise in front of the entire world.
I mean, luckily he didn't like screw up,
Right.
just
Yeah.
mess up what he had planned to say.
Yeah. It's the best of times. It was the blurst of times. Yeah. That'd be really embarrassing. That's so true.
Like, I wonder. I mean, maybe this is something that's known. Was there like 5 potential phrases that he had planned to say, and he landed on that? Like,
Yeah. I wonder.
I mean, when you think of Neil Armstrong, I think it tells you something about the kind of person he was. That is what he is most known for saying. Like, what interviews and things did he give after the fact?
Right.
Not many that I can think of.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and he only died recently.
Right.
Buzz Aldrin would be everywhere. He was on Punky Brewster. He's talking to Optimus Prime in one of them movies.
That's hilarious. It is amazing. I mean, that's a quote everybody can quote.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it to this moment. I just sort of take it for granted, but
Yeah. I mean, think about the fact that somebody said that after being the very first person to land on the moon. Like when you contemplate the enormity of that achievement,
yeah.
the fact that people now are just a bunch of effing assholes, it's like really, I don't know.
That's so funny. Yeah. It is hard to, I already said it, but it's hard to put into context the idea of that not having happened. And
Right.
it happening. It's hard to imagine.
I mean, these are the achievements that people were striving for. Mm-hmm. And again, you know, you look at like Alan Shepard, the very first American to go into space. You know, Ed White, the very first American to do a spacewalk. Like no one has ever done this before, and now it happens. You know, like.
It's funny because then every now and then there'll be these things, you know, sort of like the Mars rover, and you're like, "Damn, that's Mars!" Like when you see a picture of it, you know. It's fewer and far between now. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, we've lost the desire to cross new frontiers. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. See this here, so I love this shot, right? I mean, obviously Hayes is like sick, but I mean, they're just sitting there quietly, like what is going through their heads?
I know.
I mean, they're
Can you
wondering.
imagine seeing those flames out the window?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have nothing.
I mean,
to say.
you wonder, okay, is this it? Is my number up?
Yep. No. Oh man, it's just watching all the drippings falling on them. It's great.
And I can hear the music here.
It's making me nauseous looking at it. Just imagining what that would feel like.
Yeah. Now, one of these helicopters here, and you'll see it. It's the one that has like a frog, like a cartoon drawing of a frog on the door. There's Rance Howard right there, by the way. That's Ron Howard's dad. So that helicopter is actually the one that was used in this film is preserved here in the Bay Area. There is an aircraft carrier called the USS Hornet that is now decommissioned, and it's a museum. And if you go on the deck, you can actually see the helicopter in this movie. And they actually have one of the Mercury capsules also.
Wow, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, because this was an aircraft carrier that was one of the ones used to retrieve the Mercury craft.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to go there for my kids' Boy Scout troop, like maybe 5-6 years ago, and basically spend a night in the aircraft carrier.
Oh, cool. Wait, it was like, I mean, what, like bunk, like barracks kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like bunks in the equivalent of barracks, and it was absolutely the friggin' worst. Because it was
I can only imagine.
I mean, I'm like a light sleeper anyway. This is a room full of dads who are between 30 and 50, whatever, just snoring like a friggin' lumberyard, you know?
Right. Yeah. The best snoring ever captured on film was Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when the two grandpas are like snoring next to each other on a couch. It's so perfect. That's what I'm picturing.
That was essentially my experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, my memory of that. This is so random, but like I was trying. I just to drown that out. I got out my iPod, and I didn't have. This is back when people had iPods, and I didn't have much of anything on there except old episodes of our show.
Oh, really?
So I was like listening to our show sleeping, and it was like I was traveling back in time.
That's
hearing
cool.
us.
Yeah.
It was very weird. Now look at just the way Ron Howard just plays the tension out.
This is good. Yeah.
I mean, you're just sitting there just like wound tight like a drum,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what they say, right?
Go ahead. Sorry.
After 4 minutes, like the blackout will last 4 minutes. After that, we either know or they don't. So every second after those 4 minutes.
Yep. I was going to say they set that up so well for the audience so you understand. That kid does a pretty good job, doesn't he?
He does.
Not having any dialogue.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, his level son, I should say.
Right there, look at that. And then the music.
Boom. Yeah.
See, but they have to hear them. That's the other thing. Like they see that they've reacquired it, but are they alive?
Yep. I'd say just that one shot right there, it was worth building the whole Mission Control so you could get that
Totally,
angle of the
absolutely.
entire Mission Control erupting in applause.
And Brian, right here, here's where Ed Harris earns his supporting actor nomination. Right there.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yep. Slumps in his chair.
Doing
He can breathe again.
the manly crying thing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about an earned moment right here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at Ed Harris right here. I love
Yeah.
this. And then he just kind of like quietly like wipes his eyes.
Yep.
And you really, I mean, what is that a culmination of? It's like 5 days of just pure stress.
Yep. Yep. And not being able to express it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brian, I love this movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's
This-
great. Watching it land, the people cheering on the aircraft carrier.
So that helicopter, you can see it, and I know because of that the frog. You know, now that I've pointed that out, you won't be able to miss it.
Yeah, I gotta say, in doing these commentaries also, it's really the mark of a good movie when I am feeling the feelings while I'm talking through it with no sound on.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, that is a real testament to the director, I suppose. I mean, all sorts of people that made it fill the frame as well. But you know what I mean? Like, they've really captured something I can watch with no sound and still feel these feelings. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So we have the real Jim Level coming up here, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, which I did not realize. I saw that after I'd watched it, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He looks a little bit like Kevin Costner. And Kevin Costner was one of the people who was originally in contention for this part.
I can picture that.
And you can kind of see that, yeah. It's, you know, when you think back, right? Again, these events were 25 years old when this film came out, and you know, now that we're a little bit older, you're like, you know, 25 years isn't that long. Like it, you know.
No, I mean, for us, that's like OJ.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right?
You know,
Which when that miniseries came out, which is really good, and the documentary, I watched them both. I was like, well, I remember this. So that,
Yep.
you know, it was sort of fascinating to relive that moment in time.
right
and
here.
see people dressed.
There's the frog. You see that?
Yeah. But no, yeah, like see people dressed a way that I kind of remember.
Yes.
So yeah, it's weird to
exactly.
think that this movie only had that distance.
Yeah, it was relatively recent.
Yeah.
Relatively. So this, I'm wondering if this narration was taken directly from Lovell's book.
Oh, yeah. I think I thought that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I find it interesting that they had Hanks do it as opposed to Lovell. I thought that was kind of.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, it makes
They're
sense. I
explaining
get it.
Wait, what?
I mean, I get why they had Hanks do it, but
You don't have to make the mental leap.
yeah, like who's that?
If you just hear a voice you don't know.
So
Well, I bet you could. You'd probably make the
they could have.
connection.
Yeah. It is sad that Swigert died very shortly after this.
Yeah. That was surprising.
Just great performances across like every person that they show. Every actor's so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. There's the
There
real
it is.
Jim
Yeah,
Lovell. Yeah.
I was sort of waiting for it. Okay. Yeah, when he says "as for me,"
Yeah,
shakes his
right
hand.
there. There he is.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, he looks like Kevin Costner a little bit.
Yeah. How friggin' surreal.
Yeah.
For him.
Right?
All these years later, then to just see this moment that was probably one of the biggest reliefs he's ever had in his life, like recreated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so now he explained what it was. It was like a coil.
Yeah. It was
in
just
the oxygen tank.
it was just faulty construction that predated them being assigned to the mission. Just a complete fluke of luck.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, something that changed the course of all their lives.
Yep.
But again, as they say, as he says there, right? Successful failure. I mean, they lived to tell, and it allowed for one of the great movies of the 1990s.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it was a real treat revisiting it.
Yeah, I really, one of my joys in being able to screen this for students is with each passing year, I mean, the odds that they've seen it is increasingly, right, unlikely, right? Mm-hmm. And so I get to share it with a brand new audience, and they're fully drawn in with rare exceptions. There's always a few people applauding at the end when Odyssey is reacquired, I get to share, like, here is a great movie that you're going to be watching for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, what a fun treat.
Yeah.
To be the person that gets to introduce that. I'm trying to think. I know there are, I can't think off the top of my head, but some movies they showed me in school where you're like, oh, okay, fine. Like, I'm going to watch a movie in school. But then you're just completely enamored with it. And they just shown you like a great movie. You'll always remember that. I'm not proving right now, but but no, that's really cool. I mean, I'm sure in college I'd remember that more, obviously, because I went to film school and they showed me stuff I remember. But that's awesome. That's awesome, and it's cool to know that it still gets a good response.
And you see why. I think circling all the way back to the beginning, we talk about Ron Howard being a journeyman. He knows what isn't required to tell the story. And what was required for this story was this perfect mix of performers.
Yeah. I just wanted to like have. Oh, did I lose you again?
What's that? No, I'm here.
Oh, it went away again. I got the cool space noise. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna be like. Sherman Oaks, we have a problem.
No.
No, I was just looking up a little bit more about what went wrong, and it was saying, the routine stir of the oxygen tank, it ignited damaged wire insulation. And apparently there was Teflon inside. So moving forward with Apollo 14, they removed all potentially combustible items from inside tanks, which seems kind of like a no-brainer, but
right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Crazy.
Huh. That's what we should have done. Well, any last thoughts on Apollo 13?
I loved seeing it all over again. What really struck me about this is that it's not slick. You know what I mean? And it's not dry. Like, it's just solid.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something we don't see a whole lot anymore. It's either dry or it's slick. Right? When it comes to these sort of historical movies.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate just the screenplay, the filmmaking. I just really love the tone of this, and I would love to see more historical movies told this well.
Well, there we go. When will that happen, and who will it be?
I don't know. You? I mean, you've seen this so many times. I mean, tell me.
Well, there's plenty of stories that are asking to be told. So hopefully, some future filmmaker listening to this will take that inanimate carbon rod and run with it, and just put us in the acknowledgments.
Sure. I can't wait to watch it.
So with that, I'm going to wrap up this conversation.
Yeah.
This has been our movie film commentary track for Apollo 13. This has been a long time coming, so I'm really glad we were able to knock it out. And I don't mind saying we were slightly concerned in the early goings whether we could keep it going for 2+ hours, but we made it work.
Yeah.
Right now, Ed Harris somewhere is manfully wiping away tears after
because we made it,
because we pulled it off. Yeah. But we will be back on our regular show soon enough. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments for us about this commentary track or what you'd like to hear for future commentary tracks, please shoot us a message at moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit like on our Facebook page, facebook.com/moviefilmpodcast, and message us there. If you're looking for me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Zacky's Corner. That's ZAKIS Corner. And you can see what I have to say about whatever stuff there. And Brian's doing his thing on Puppy Dog Pals.
Puppy Dog Pals are still working from home, and new episodes are still airing. So check it out, Disney and Disney Junior.
There we go. And now that most people are stuck inside anyway, you've got more of a chance to check that show out. Yeah. As well as, previous, maybe try sampling our previous commentary tracks along with the movie itself. Let us know how that works for you.
Totally.
But we'll be back soon. And on behalf of my partner, Brian Hall, my name is Zaki Hassan. This has been Movie Film Commentary Track for Apollo 13. See you next time.